Hello Aquarians and Crosswatchers, welcome to your video. Welcome to Aquarius by Aquarius. I'm your host Colleen. I have a very different kind of reading. Well, I don't know if it's different, but it's completely channeled. I probably wouldn't even need tarot cards for this, but that's who I am. I'm a tarot channel. Maybe another channel in the future is just putting out my channeled messages, or maybe I might start adding to this channel a daily channeled message, if you're for that, where I just sort of tell you what I've channeled and nothing to do with the tarot reading. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that, because I can always open a separate channel for that. But anyway, guys, the message that I channeled, is a conversation. Now, whether this conversation happens in the 3D, okay, the physical world, okay, where you physically look at the person face to face, or whether it happens in the 5D in the dream state, that's relative, relative to you, relative to whoever is experiencing it, relative to whoever is on this frequency that this could happen for. But I channeled 2 songs. And then I started hearing like dialogue, okay? And the song the 2 songs I channeled was "Dead or Alive" by Bon Jovi, and the other one is by the Gap Band, "You Dropped a B-O-M-B on Me," okay? And I'll put both songs with the lyrics in the description box below. But I think it's funny because the very first version of the Gap Band song, when I was searching on YouTube, they're all standing there wearing cowboy hats, and I'm like, yes, it was like confirmation, right? Confirmation from God. You got it. But anyway, to speed this up a little bit, so my writing is awful. Sometimes I have to try to figure out what I even wrote. But so on the Bon Jovi song, I was getting the channel message of obviously between 2 people who I want to say a divine masculine, divine feminine energies, okay, having this conversation, and I feel like the one side of the conversation is like somebody feels like they're meant to be with the other person. Let's just say divine feminine energy. Someone feels like they're meant to be with this person energy. And all these feelings, like a B-O-M-B, just sort of gets dropped down on a person. That's from, not from the Bon Jovi song, but from the other song. Now, keep in mind, divine feminine, divine masculine energy, you have traits of one energy more than the other, but you still have some of the other within you. So it is a balance, and it is about achieving balance, and to do that is to go within self. But with this divine masculine energy, I felt like there's an energy of, like from the cowboy song, like being a loner, being a provider, being somebody that is relied upon, okay, that like a loner, not someone who really settles down, but if they settle down, they're not completely settled down, because they're still providing their energy to others, however that is, to family, to friends, maybe to external relationships. Okay, I'm not even going to get into all that, but it's the whole mindset of structure and tradition. Like, I have to follow this mold, I have to follow this tradition or this structure, or like one of my parents always did this, and they just do it automatically, like there's no spiritual awakening on the divine masculine energy, because it's more of a physical 3D experience. And so I feel like they become very much people pleasers, trying to please everyone, and like they're the last person to take care of themselves. But when they do take care of themselves, they do it in a very 3D way. So sometimes it's escapisms, okay, and they can end up on what the devil will come out a lot, like that path of being off path, being somebody who people pleases so much that they end up doing things that self-medicate, whether they're substance abuse, like literal drugs, pharmaceuticals, overeating, sex, porn, whatever, okay? And then on the divine feminine side, I got more of like the gap band, you know, you drop the B-O-M-B on me, because I feel like a divine feminine energy, or someone predominantly in that, would have been in the energy of like, this energy just hit me like crazy, and like I just can't seem to get this energy off my mind. I'm sort of addicted to it. It's kind of crazy what I'm experiencing. Never experienced anything quite like this before, and yet I can't let it go, and it's chaotic. It's chaotic. And what I have wrote here. And I believe here, where they meet, all right, a divine feminine experience, or a lesson, I should say, one of the lessons to learn that might not have been learned through other relationships, would be about boundaries and self-love. Ironically enough, would be ultimately the same energy that the divine masculine energy would experience, but more in a 3D sense, where realizing they need to sort of maybe shut out some of the other energies to really truly take care of themselves. They might end up with some sort of problem, let's just say, for an analogy, a health problem, and it forces them to physically take care of themselves. Oh, I got too much stress, I'm spreading myself too thin, I need to take care of myself. Ironically enough, both learning the same lesson, but in different ways. A divine feminine having the experience that they are, which we call mirroring each other. You're mirroring each other, both learning the lesson of self-love, right? But the divine feminine doing it in a much more physical, spiritual awakening type of way. Like, oh, you know, Eureka moment, Eureka, I'm getting this feeling of, yeah, you know, I gotta love myself. I can't just let people run over me. I can't fall for all these types of energies. A divine feminine energy will show up then, becoming in sort of like the Empress, but before the Empress, the divine feminine energy comes in for me as a reader as the Queen of Swords. My boundaries are up, my guards are up, I let love in. I'm still a loving person, but I'm not going to let all this other crap in. That's the energy I commonly see right before the Empress energy comes in. You know, or is living, the divine feminine living in that energy. With the divine masculine needing to also learn self-love, but not having a spiritual awakening about it, just sort of a very 3D feeling about it, or a 3D experience about it, like, you're using me, you know, because the divine masculine, like a cowboy, you know, they're highly desired. They have a lot of people who desire them, dead or alive, sort of like in that song, Wanted Dead or Alive. Divine masculine energy is wanted dead or alive. Divine feminine energy is like, I didn't expect all of these feelings. Like, I seriously stepped into some feelings here and I can't get out of it. It's like quicksand consuming. And then this song with the Gap Band song talks about, you know, like Adam and Eve. And if anyone's watched me long enough, I used to describe twin flames very much like Adam and Eve, you know, one soul and two bodies. And there's an angel looking after them in the Garden of Eden. And then the traditional tarot, it's like that. There's an angel on the Lover's card looking over too. And it always reminded me of that scenery. So I know that I channeled the right songs, and I know that this is a conversation, and I don't know if it's a 3D conversation, I don't know if it's a 5D conversation, but I feel it's a conversation where it's like, I totally wasn't expecting to get addicted to you, didn't want to chase you, didn't want it to go like this, you know, I was overwhelmed, I wasn't ready for this energy to hit me, and it just, boom, it hit me. Divine masculine, kind of like an energy, look, I have a lot of obligations, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of people count on me. I got a lot of energy in and out of my life. I don't have a lot of time for this. So I feel like it's really a heart-to-heart conversation. And it sort of made me even start thinking about just Adam and Eve in general. You know, maybe Eve was a divine masculine. You know, Adam chased or followed Eve. And, you know, Eve wanted to go after the worldly things, wanted to bite into the apple of knowledge. That's if you believe that story, because there's different stories depending on what religion you believe in, which is a whole nother thing about structures and concepts. That's why I always say, put God, put source first, even before religion, before beliefs. Put that first. But anyway, both being the same energy, right? Adam and Eve, of the same energy, created from the side, the rib, however, wherever you know, if you believe any of that. But having opposite, which divine or twin flames are considered to be polar opposites, but having opposite views or perspective. All right. Like I said, Eve wanted to have this knowledge, wanted to know these things, let's just say worldly things. Adam following that could be the chaser. Also could be Adam would have needed to learn boundaries if we were having like a twin flame reading back then. But either way, we're going to see what wants to come out here in this reading. But first, I want to be the first one to tell you guys that you're so beautiful and you're so needed in this world. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, for sharing your time and your energy with me. I value you and the divine values you. And thank you so much. I already know a lot of people's opinions when it comes to connections, but I do feel like regardless of twin flame, I don't even want to think about it like that. I want to think about it as a connection, a divine connection between you and another person. In the physical world, you're in two different places, but in the spiritual world, you're of the same frequency and energy, learning the same lesson of self-love. Okay, so keeping in mind two very different perspectives. If you were to come into a place of duality, planet Earth, and your energy splits up, you become more of the feminine, divine feminine energy, and they become the divine masculine energy. Their experience of self-love, having that experience very much in the physical world, the 3D world, where your experience would be happening in the spiritual world, but it wouldn't happen right off the bat. But when you guys meet each other, you could trigger each other and just chain of events start happening in life. Both of you raising your boundaries, both of you focusing more on self-love, both of you not people-pleasing as much. Do you see how that will show up as mirroring? But you guys are very different. Anyway, let's see who wants to come out for this reading here. I want to thank everybody who showed up. Well, of course, here and now. Eckhart Tolle shows up. Here and now. Being in the moment. Everything exists in the now. All lifetimes, all concepts, all paradigms, everything exists in the now. Your ancient life in Egypt is happening right now. Your future life is happening now. It's all happening now. And you are here and you are now. You are right here and you are right now. In this paradigm, in this timeline, which you can also shift timelines and not even realize it. And a lot of times deja vu is linked to a timeline shift. So let's say you go to sleep tonight, and if you were in yesterday's state of mind, you wake up tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow is a heavier energetic experience because yesterday's energy was a heavier energetic energy, and what's manifested tomorrow is a heavier energetic energy. It exists already because it's been thought about, it's been created. But let's say you go to sleep with a positive frame of mind. Let's say yesterday's thoughts were, everything I've gone through, that's not happening. I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to have a great life. I'm going to have a great experience. And then you go to bed and you wake up tomorrow and you have experienced a timeline shift, but you don't know it, but you had a sense of deja vu, maybe while you're having a cup of coffee or breakfast, and you have this feeling of deja vu. And then everything sort of happens in a new way, in a positive way. Keep in mind, you can timeline shift either way, okay? Because you are the creator of your world, and that's what's so important to remember. Beyond anything else, you are the creator of your world, and everything you experience in the now. Well, that's also what brings you what you actually need, because everything is in the now. There might be this type of energy that brings in a conversation. There might be. That's also 3s and 2s and 5s, which is change. And you can't make this up. Self-love. What did I just say? I can't make this up. You see that I'm not picking these cards out. I talked about self-love and I talked about duality. Look at it right here. Right there. Duality and self-love. 4 being 1111. Also stability. 1's being a new start. 26 turning to infinity. Then card number 8. Or infinity meaning it's forever. Forever and ever and ever. 2's coming together, duality. Like I said, this is exactly what I said. Imagine you come down here on earth, you being one whole soul, but coming down to a place of duality. So we're going to make you like Adam and Eve and stick you into 2 bodies. You're going to be of the same energy, but we're going to give you 2 separate experiences, folks. One of you are going to have a spiritual experience, and one of you are going to have a very physical, worldly experience. Both of the same energy. I would say one can cover more territory in this energy, could they not? Proof of meeting a twin flame or a divine counterpart is proof of past life, but it's proof, for me, of ascension. You're learning more, you're covering more ground, so you can ascend faster to higher ground. Which brings me to another point about concepts and beliefs. Concepts and beliefs. And we have here the sun, divine masculine, we have the moon, divine feminine, and we have this healing heart and tears shed. I do believe a lot of you are going to have a conversation. And I do believe perspective can change, but I do believe we have with the 3 of Cups, and again, reunion of souls. I can't make this crap up. I do believe you're going to have a conversation. And I do believe if you've had any interaction with this person before, I do believe it's going to be different this time. Also, a lot of people have belief and concepts about twin flames that you have to be with them. That's because there's that addictive energy. If someone's still in that addictive energy, that's a process. That's what I would like to say is a phase. There's really no terms for what is really going on because we're in a place of duality. So our verbiage is very much based on duality concepts. But getting out of that whole thing, I've met twin flames that are physically related. I've met twin flames that there was even a near-death experience that I watched, and there was a granddaughter that had a near-death experience, and her grandmother, who had already passed, came to her and told her that it wasn't her time to go. And she said, also, I just want you to know I'm your twin. I don't know if she said twin flame or twin, but it stuck to me. Then my second husband, I guarantee his sister's is twin flame because I've spent time with both of them, and they're the same freaking people, and not because they were raised the same, and they also look the same in the eyes and stuff and like that, but I just recognize the energy as an empath. It's the same energy. So if you're, let's say you're physically related to your twin, do you think then you're supposed to be with them and procreate? You can still get addicted and obsessed with someone's energy. That doesn't mean if you're very addicted or obsessed with someone's energy that you're supposed to be with them. That means, like the song I channeled by the Gap Band, you dropped a B-O-M-B on me. I did not expect me to have these kind of feelings like this. I didn't expect for me to act like this. That's exactly how I knew when I met my twin flame, because my energy became crazy stupid. I know a lot of you can relate to that. So we also have money problems, work, material things, and success. Now, this is an energy that I feel you guys could be mirroring each other. All right, I feel like you could be working on your finances, and I feel like divine masculine energy is sort of linked up into the physical world. But you know what? Divine feminine might be very spiritual, but divine feminine is living in a physical world. That's why, you know, like when James Brown would say, it's a man's world. Let's just say it's divine masculine kind of energy where it's a physical experience. Not that it's anybody's world. It's our world. It's everybody's world. But the experience, you are in a 3D place. And if you're a divine feminine, you're having spiritual experiences in a 3D place, where divine masculine is having physical experiences in a physical place. You see, their energy matches better here than ours. Our energy is, you know, above this place. Not above people, but above the physical plane, is what I'm trying to say. You see how it's very hard to describe all this without coming across sometimes sounding the wrong way. So I don't want to sound the wrong way, and I don't want to offend anyone. We're all here to learn, okay? We're all here to learn. So let's get into the tarot. I have talked a lot, but I've channeled all this. And we have King of Pentacles, earth energy, but it's also talks about finances, talks about the physical world, okay, going after it. And we have Two of Pentacles and the reverse. That can talk about a decision, but we have basically what I just described. One, let's say King of Pentacles, more rooted in the physical world. I'm going to go after my money. And let's say divine feminine, I'm going to go after my spirituality. You see how you're covering more territory? One of you going after the physical, one of you going after the spiritual. The sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are very rarely out together all the time. You'll see them a little bit in the morning and a little bit at the night. But they are both working in sync. They're both working in harmony. They're both covering more territory at the same time, are they not? When the moon is out, the sun is doing its job on the other side of the planet. Vice versa. Change the perspective about that. Tell me about the roots here. And again, this is all, I think I got a lot the rest of the reading. This is all about, I have channeled a conversation. Now, I don't know what's coming out in this reading because I just told you what I channeled, but it is about what I've explained. Spiritual, divine feminine, divine masculine. And there's clarity here. The root of this is clarity, truth. The past is Seven of Swords energy. It's deceptive energy. It's an energy of sabotage. Now, a lot of times people will come through and say, well, divine masculine sabotaged this connection. But if you were coming on too strong as a divine feminine, or if you had said things to them, this person, which is you, will automatically go the opposite direction because it's not the right energy. You are not supposed to chase yourself. You're not supposed to be overflowing in emotions for that energy, which is also you. You guys are here for a very specific reason, which is you. You are just here for a very specific reason. I feel like you're here to cover more territory. People who are meeting their twin flame, and everyone has one, but not everyone incarnates with one. In this plane, it's a duality. So if you're coming down here, you're going to incarnate as one or the other. And then if they're coming here, which is still you, if the part of you that, let's say you came in as divine feminine, your divine masculine counterpart will either stay on the other side or have another incarnation somewhere else, or literally come in here and be the opposite of you. It's hard to believe, but it's like I said, just like with Adam and Eve. Let's say this is Eve instead of Adam, and let's say Eve bit into the apple. It's all in how you look at the experience. This person is controlled. But this is also addictive energy. This could be how a divine masculine energy was viewing a divine feminine energy, saying, look, you were crazy, man. You were all saying some crazy stuff, and you were like addicted, and you wouldn't let me go, and just so many text messages, and you know. Does that ring a bell? Self-position, not expecting it. Like I said, the Gap Band song, I did not expect this all of these emotions to be just raining down on me. I did not expect this. I did not expect this at all. But someone could come around and have a conversation with you, or you them. You guys could just meet by chance. Because this is a card of unexpected. It's a 3 of Wands in reverse for me. Up here we have the Page of Swords, which talks about knowledge. Gaining knowledge. And there, I feel like there's a conversation that happens, and that's where you pretty much will learn how each other was feeling. And that's, things come to light. We have the High Priestess in reverse. This is speaking, maybe letting things be known that were just sort of kept secret. Expressing how someone feels. Definitely whatever was hidden, kept secret, I feel that comes to light here. It's in the environment. Then we have the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Now that can talk about toward the end, okay, going through it, almost out of it. Could also say someone has not had the confidence to say something, because it's right next to the High Priestess. So maybe someone, they're afraid to even speak about the things that they've been keeping private. And this talks about boundaries. The 7 of Wands talks about boundaries, and this person in the upright protects themselves. All right, they protect their energy. This could be a fact where you two could have married each other at some point, where maybe you sort of let your boundaries down when it came to them. They let their boundaries down when it came to others, because if you chase them, they chase everything but you. Either way, it's a card of boundaries and protecting your energy, and it's in the reverse. And this is, like I said, it could even be someone saying, you know, I was guarded because, you know, having a whole conversation about that. I was guarded because of this, and that's why I was protective of my feelings. 7 of Cups talks about options and choices, but it's in the reverse. It also can talk about dreams, and we do have the card of clarity here. So this would talk about somebody making a choice. About a 2 of Cups in the upright, you and them, or the opposite, opposing energies, but the same energy. You see how the 2 hands are different colors, different backgrounds, different races, very common with twin flames, also age difference. There's a lot of things that are opposite about you guys, but you're of the exact same energy. And then 4 of Swords in the reverse. So this, if this was a situation where somebody was healing or somebody was ghosting, to me, the 4 of Swords in reverse is someone decides to come forward and somebody decides to have a conversation. And I have channeled that through 2 songs. Very different songs, right? Very different songs. And it's interesting because John Bon Jovi is they went from rock, right, being in the eye and rock band and all that, to completely Pluto energy transforming and probably unexpectedly into country. Now I don't know what the Gap band is doing. Maybe I should have checked it out. But my 5th grade teacher was the mother to one of the people in the Gap band. That's a small world. That's a small world. But anyways, we're going to see what wants to come out here. We're going to clarify, but there, I've definitely believe there is a conversation that's going to happen between 2 of the same energies, but opposing energies. I do believe it's going to happen between twin flames, divine counterparts. Like I said, I understand I'm going to get a mixed array of comments, but what I channel is what I channel, and I do that, you know, for source, which I call God, but because I have respect for all people of the world, I pretty much say source. Tell me about the 2 of Pentacles. All right, well, there you go. Can't make this up. I'm going to leave that. There's a lot that came out there, so I'll put this here. What you don't see, we'll say this is divine masculine energy here. Possibly, whoever could be, or possible Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But the first card out, that landed there. I got to be careful where things land. That landed there. Okay. We have the 10, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, Jupiter energy as well, Sagittarius energy. And this is an energy of somebody making a decision. And it could literally be when that whole Pluto shift happens, which is very close to Sagittarius energy, Jupiter energy. But someone could be feeling like now's not the right time, because it's a person thinking about reconnecting. It's a person thinking, but someone might be thinking it's not the right time. Somebody could also be expecting the worst. Now, what landed on this King of Pentacles, which you do not see. There's a few things. For me, when they're face down, you don't see this. And you don't expect it. Page of Wands, reverse. 7 of Swords. And 3 of Cups. So this person, let's just say, Divine Masculine, is not expecting a good outcome. Okay? Because of whatever happened. All right, if this person reaches out, or you see this person, they're not expecting to get the best of you. And you know, maybe they're right. I don't know, maybe they're right. But whatever it is, it has to do with this 7 of Swords between you. Like I said, that's the energy of sabotage that's also here. So something happened between you and them in the past. So this person is not expecting you to want to reunite with them or any of this stuff. But they are thinking about it. They are thinking about reaching out here, okay? They are thinking about it, Page of Wands, but it's in the reverse. They're not expecting you to want to reconnect, but they are thinking about it. I do feel like I said, you guys could have a 5D experience together. The Ace of Swords, sometimes it's like twin flames will feel like they're telepathic, like, oh, I can read their mind, but you can't. It's not, you guys aren't mind readers, but you guys are connected at the same soul. So anything you know about your twin to be fact, it's because you know it, because it's you, not because your brains are connecting. It's because your soul is connecting. It's because your soul never disconnected. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. Yeah, now we have the 1111 card in the reverse. Some of you are not connected in the 3D, all right? This is one of the twin flame cards, along with the Lovers, when I'm doing this kind of reading. And this is the 1111. You'll see here, 11, 11. And some of you are not going to have this conversation in the 3D, but you're definitely going to have it in the 5D. You're always connected, is what I'm saying. You're never off with your twin. Your twin is you. You're never cut off. You can't cord cut, and you're never off from them. And whatever you know, it's because you know at the soul level, not because you're connecting, you know, telepathically. You're not connected at the brain or the body. You're connected at the everlasting. Isn't that better? But some of you are connecting in the 5D and getting ready for a 3D encounter. Because it happens in the 5D before it happens in the 3D. It happens in the astral before it happens in the physical. Spirit realm. Tell me about the 7 of Swords between you guys in the past. You know, somebody felt a very strong connection, all right? Very strong connection, and they just broke away from it. Most likely, this is the masculine energy that could have also felt strong connection and was, you know, not ready for it either. Because like I said, you both are the same energy. They all have a little bit of your energy and you'll have a little bit of their energy, but primarily you will operate in the opposite energies of one another. But it's a close connection, and this could have been you also feeling like this, or even having these expectations. And then there was something that sabotaged the connection. Quite often what happens is a divine feminine energy will chase a divine masculine energy, and divine masculine will chase everything but them. Again, there could be change. We have Scorpio energy, we have Virgo energy, but this talks about something that's taken for damn near ever changes in Pluto energy, which enters in November. I just needed to count the pentacles. There were 11 pentacles. I've never counted that. 11, 11, you could be seeing quite a lot. Or ones. Or 111. But there is someone thinking about changing things, balancing things out. And here I have Aquarius, Virgo. I have Scorpio, Libra. I have Cancer here. But either way, beyond that, it doesn't matter the sign. I have healing. I have healing energy. Now, I'm going to pull a card for the Page of Swords. But these cards landed up here, so I'm not sure if this landed for the Page of Swords, but it also partially landed on the outcome. So I'm going to also pull a card for the Page of Swords. Tell me about that. And my other twin flame card is here. The Lovers. 2 twin flame cards. Now, traditionally, this card is the card where 2 people are in the garden and there's an angel looking over them, but they're naked in the garden. This also represents how very different you can be from them. It's very often that twin flames will not have the same cultural background or experiences. Remember, you guys are covering more territory by coming in as 2 different energies. Think about how fast your ascension is happening unless you're stuck on one another. It's a connection that can't be denied. Somebody might even be learning about this type of connection. Gemini energy. We have Gemini. Both of these are Gemini. Page of Swords is also Gemini. So, strong energy here. Someone could have Gemini, Gemini rising even. Doesn't really matter. The whole point being, somebody learns something about this connection. Or learns something from this connection. Now keep in mind, quite often, twin flames trigger each other. So when you meet your twin flame and you're a divine feminine, and once you get rejected and everything by them, if you were not in the right energy when you met them, okay? Because not all twin flames meet and go through this phase. Some twin flames meet and they stay together. All right, Christina Lopes, she's on here. She's with her twin flame. Akura, she's with her twin flame. Self-proclaimed starseed from... I forget. I'm actually, when I took the test, I was one of them too. But it's... she's on there and she speaks in light codes. Some twin flames do come together and it's not all chaotic. It's usually this type of energy happens with twin flames when twin flames are not where they're supposed to be. And if a divine feminine did not have their spiritual awakening, often one will, and that was my case. I had to have a spiritual awakening. Everything changed from what I did for a living to who I was in my life, a lot of things. And for them, maybe things have changed for them on a physical level, where things change for me on a spiritual level. Same with you. Same with you. Depends on how you guys were meant to trigger each other, but you guys will learn something from this connection. All right? Both of you will learn something from this connection. Tell me about the Devil, Capricorn energy. It's in the near future. some of you might be experiencing this too. You have met them and you're experiencing this right now, and you're like, oh my God, you know. Near future though, somebody becomes obsessed with the Empress. And that is also something that happens when, let's say if you met them, you were the chaser, you went on to live your life, okay, and then this person wants to come back around. Who knows why? They're having a physical experience. Like I said, they might have thought you were crazy chasing them before, and it was just too much. And then when they realize, oh, they're chill now, it can just be normal now, they could come back around. Or when they feel you disconnect, maybe there's like more of energy of, well, you know, I do want to connect. But the Six of Pentacles on the bottom and the Temperance on the bottom, again, this Jupiter energy, when Pluto enters, are very close. It enters in Scorpio season, but real close to Jupiter season. And we talk about this exchange, but it's balanced. Both things, this is divine timing. This happens, an exchange between two people happen exactly at the right time, and not before or after, but precisely at the right time. The Empress is Venus energy, divine feminine energy, motherly energy, Taurus, and Libra energy. And the Devil is Capricorn energy, and it's also tells us to look at what are the things that we might be bound to. We have here the Five of Cups. It landed on the Empress, and then it's clarifying the Three of Wands reverse. So this is an energy where something or someone could come in unexpectedly because they're sort of having a moment. Could be having a moment of sadness, wishing things were different, not feeling your energy because if you're a divine feminine energy, your energy is breaking away. And I just want to repeat, this has nothing to do with gender. Tell me about the environment. We have the Nine of Wands, and we have the High Priestess in reverse, which is also Virgo Pisces energy, Two of Swords. You know, when this person comes back around, and again, Sagittarius energy, all right, for some of, you know, for one of you who watch me and talk about the pizza driver, there's a pizza driver right here. But anyway, if this person comes back in to talk or say something here, keep it simple. Keep it simple, because they could dip back out again, or they could come in real quick and say something, or they might send a quick text message as well, because again, this person is not expecting you to want to reconnect because of something that happened in the past. So in order for this person to sort of protect their feelings, they might just come in, send a quick message, or say hi real quick and be back out. All right, just to sort of open the door and see if you do anything from that point before they go any further, because this is a person who definitely wants to bring something to light. Somebody wants to say something they've been keeping to themselves, but this is also somebody who shows up as they've been sort of inconsistent, but they want to communicate. Tell me about that Seven of Wands in the reverse. This is going to end up being a long reading, isn't it? Sorry, 43 minutes. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Long reading. Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands reverse. You know, it's important to keep your boundaries up and protect yourself, because, you know, when this person first comes back in, if this person and you guys are not physically related, okay, and this person comes back in, this person might not be in their Emperor energy yet, because I see that you are, if you're a divine feminine, you're in your Empress energy, but somebody may just want to sort of come back in for, you know, if you guys had a little hot connection going before, might come in for that. Because remember, the way that you were addicted to them, they will now be addicted to you, because you're now focusing on something else. You see how that works? You were focused on them. They were focused on anything but you. Now you're focused on you and loving yourself, doing your things. And then this person could also come in to focus on you, because it's the same energy and it will come back and forth. That's why balance is so important. All right, balance is very, very important here. Now, on the outcome, I have the Seven of Cups, and the reverse talks about a choice. You know, quite often, like I said, there can be an age difference between these connections. Well, this does show up as that. This shows up as someone who is a divine counterpart, a divine masculine, but someone who is not completely in their energy yet. So that's important to keep your boundaries up. Though somebody may come in and completely say, it could be a very strong conversation, you know, I wasn't ready for what the experiences, the feelings I was having. The other person saying, I have a lot of obligations and I can't really, you know, commit like you want me to, or whatever. Cancerian energy, but it can be a very big, sincere apology, because the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, somebody could literally be saying, look, I've grown. You know, and the Five of Pentacles reverse, and I knew this card was going to come out. The Five of Pentacles in reverse can be that person returning with a major apology, but it also can be them just having a very major heart-to-heart. Like I said, both of you can be really saying what you feel. But don't jump in the bed with this person, because this person may want that because there's a connection. That's, like I said, if you're not related. But this is also just saying, try to focus on the unconditional love and keep it stupid simple. No crazy text messaging and over the board. Some of you are like, look, I don't even want to ever connect with this person. It's all about you and your world, not me. But in the past, you would have tried to give this person your love, and they would have been very guarded from you, ignoring you, blocking you. But they were ignoring and blocking themselves because they are you, right? Either way, someone looks like they decide to come in, have a very, very, very strong heart-to-heart conversation. Somebody possibly with Gemini, Virgo in their chart. But this is someone, remember, Mercury rules this card, and Mercury rules communication. So there's been no communication, especially about what the stuff I've channeled. You guys have not had a heart-to-heart. If anything, it could be more wounding came out, you know. You've done this to me, you've done that to me, you made me feel like this. A lot of projecting, right? This is not a conversation about projecting. This is more of a conversation like a heart-to-heart. Look, I've moved on from you, but it was kind of crazy. I was feeling kind of crazy, and I didn't know how to control my feelings. Depends where you're at on your journey. Some people don't ever go through this. They could be coming in saying, look, I got a lot of obligations, and I am not ready for what you wanted, but you are very, you know, you're high up with me. Like, I have a lot of respect for you, and I do have feelings for you. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to be said. But anyway, I want to close out, because we've been in this reading for a long time. We're going to close out with an angel card, and we're going to close out with an animal oracle. Give me an animal oracle. I want to thank everybody who showed up. I know for those of you in the chat, you probably enjoyed having the extra time to chat with your friends. I've been working a lot, so trying to make up money from the loss I've had during the hurricane. We have, dear love, be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things and acknowledge your self-worth and grace. I believe you're in that energy, because that is Empress energy. Then we have Isaiah, and it says, it's a good time to give birth to new ideals, situations in your life, and I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. And this is giving birth to new ideals. We have the Empress. So you're totally, if you're a divine feminine, I feel you're totally in that energy right now. Anyway, guys, I love you. Thank you for putting up with me for nearly an hour, and namaste, my friends.